Hi, I'm Karen, founder of Wisdom of the Wounded. The ministry's purpose is to help you care for your friend or your loved one or a coworker who's going through one of those dark valleys in life. Maybe they're grieving the death of a loved one or experiencing a divorce, or they're living through cancer, and you really want to help them, but you don't know what to say or do. That's where Wisdom of the Wounded is there to help you. We have created a video series called Don't Be a Verbal Villain. And in each of these videos, we'll highlight 3 things to do and 1 thing to not do. To do, we want you to be there, to encourage the person to talk, and to listen. Don't be a verbal villain. And what is a verbal villain? Sometimes in our effort to quickly make someone feel better, we use words that have the opposite effect. When we use quick fixes in caregiving, it's kind of like a villain who steals the healing that could have happened. So let's look at the verbal villains. Here is today's villain. We call her the Florist. Now, the artist has given you some clues what this caregiver does. Do you see him? She wears rose-colored glasses because that's how she wants to see the world, and she wants you to see it that way too. You notice the person who is suffering is sort of in the background, and it's almost like she's, here I am, I'm happiness. I can't stand to talk about anything that isn't happy. So she throws around verbal bouquets to make everything happy again. And here is Sue, who says to this caregiver, I'm going through a terrible, devastating divorce. Life is really the pits right now. And because this caregiver can't stand to talk about anything unpleasant or unhappy, what might she say to this lady who is suffering? She might say, oh, you're young and attractive. You'll find another man in no time. Or, you know, you're really stronger than you think. You've always been a strong person. You're going to be just fine. Or maybe she would say, you know, you really need to count your blessings. You have 2 darling little children, and they're so cute on the soccer field. Count your blessings. So we see this caregiver, this verbal villain, isn't interested in hearing what Sue is feeling and thinking. What could she have said that would have helped Sue tell her story? There's lots of things. Tell me more about what's happening. Or, what worries you the most? Or, you seem filled with so much anxiety. Do you want to talk about it? So don't be a florist. And when you start having that tendency, that's the one I identify with. I always tell this story. It happened many years ago. I was coming out of worship, and my son Michael, probably he was in high school then, was with a group of individuals, and there was a man in that group that I liked a lot. He was always in my classes, and he was funny, but his humor always had a little stab to it also. Anyway, I approached this group, and this man said to my son Michael, you know what? A person could fall down a flight of stairs, and your mom would rush over and say, "My, you did that well." Well, everybody laughed, and I did too. But I caught the point. That's what I tend to do. I want everybody to be happy, so I fight with this verbal villain to not be. And I try to hear that voice say to me 3 do's. Do be there, do encourage the person to talk, and do listen. And don't be a florist. Maybe you're not a florist, but there are other verbal villains that we'll be exploring together. God bless.